So I watched episode 4 of season 3 of The Boys, and I really, truly, very much enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, this show continues to be super duper solid. Um, this definitely feels like a setting the stage episode of potentially where what the rest of the season is gonna be. Um, it basically established that now this is Homelander is sort of in control of Vought, really. Now that Stan Edgar is gone, it's like, who else is going to stand up to him? And that is, of course, a terrifying prospect. And I mean, the first 3 episodes have just been tense, like super tense for me generally, because it's been 3 episodes of Homelander getting further and further and further and further pushed into a corner. And, it's like, what do you do when you push a wild animal into a corner? It's going to attack you. And we finally saw that here. And so, yeah, it'll be curious to see what they do with the Stan Edgar character from here. I haven't heard any spoilers necessarily from people who've read the comic books, but I've basically heard people say, like, he's not going anywhere. Like, they're still going to do, like, he still has more stuff to do. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with him. I don't know. But yeah, Homelander essentially leading Vought in a way is definitely terrifying. I also am really interested in what they started to set up with Huey here, where we're kind of starting to see his downfall potentially, or his spiral into becoming a more darker character. It really does feel like Nina's betrayal, or what was the name? Victoria Newman, but I think her real name is Nina. Like, her betrayal seems to have kind of broken him in a way that is much more extreme than we would have necessarily thought. Where he was open to taking the serum. He wanted to take the serum. He wanted that power. Like, that betrayal was so strong that he no longer believes that there even is a legitimate way to fight Supes other than to get on their level. And that's pretty scary, man. So that's going to be a super interesting character to follow for the rest of the season. And yeah, so those are the two, like, super interesting stuff that was set up here. I think Butcher being as mean as he was really extreme. And definitely makes me kind of concerned. I'm like, are they going to, like, believably get the crew back together? Like, like, I mean, I guess it's, and I guess, and now that I think about it, I mean, it's not, I guess maybe I'm exaggerating, because I'm like, he could eventually, like, save Kimiko in an episode, or apologize, or they could develop a relationship or something, like a more close knit relationship. Potentially, I mean, he can make up with Ryan. Although, oof, what are we gonna see with Ryan? I mean, Butcher pushed him away. Homelander is now in a position where they don't really have any more leverage on him, because it's like he made it clear, you can release the video, but then I'm just gonna kill everybody. So that's super interesting. And it's like, he's gonna find Ryan at some point, like, I have no doubt. And Ryan is probably at an emotional place where who knows what, he could, I could see him kind of going back to Homelander in a way. And yeah. And I'm also going to be super interested to see how powerful actually is Soldier Boy. Like, is he as powerful as Homelander? Because they said that a weapon that could kill Soldier Boy could kill Homelander. That's super interesting. Because maybe it's not even a matter of, maybe they can set the stage in the sense that maybe Homelander isn't the top dog, and maybe there isn't the threat of, like, genocide from him, or whatever, fascism, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see if maybe I feel like leveling the playing field a little bit might actually be more interesting than just this overarching threat of Homelander. Um, but that's also assuming that uh, Soldier Boy is even willing to be that, right? Even willing to be a hero. Like maybe he's just as bad as Homelander. Like that's totally a possibility. Um, and yeah, so I mean the action in this one was awesome. Like I mean, Kimiko fighting people with dildos. I mean that's just it's funny and absurd, but also like even within that they're able to sort of craft this amazing symbolism where symbolism the right word in this instance, I don't know, but like that amazing dichotomy of Kimiko dressing up in a dress, being like what's conventionally considered to be pretty, this thing that she wants to be, like she wants to be normal, and then having to be dressed like that but being forced to uh be a machine, be a weapon, being for other people, and that sort of the look of horror that the prostitutes had. I mean, so honestly, like again, it's like this is what The Boys is so good at. It's like it's this incredibly ridiculous scene, yet there's so much narrative weight to it. So I super appreciate that. A Train, A Train doing like the. I assume that A Train commercial. I assume that was a. Oh geez, I just ate Taco Bell and I think my heart stopped. That's actually concerning. No, but A Train doing that commercial that I assume was like making fun of the Kylie Jenner Pepsi ad where Kylie Jenner like got in between like a protest and like the police, and she offered them a Pepsi and that stopped the protest or something. I mean that was ridiculous, and that was a really funny scene by A Train. They seemingly are really like trying to portray Homelander to be Trump, right? With the like the taco bowls and whatever. And like I mean, is Trump like a murderer, a psychopathic murderer in the same vein as Homelander? No, not really. But I do think that his sort of immaturity is probably pretty similar. I think his narcissism is clearly I mean clearly similar. I think because I'm just putting my thoughts out there because I know I'm sure people are gonna have various thoughts and opinions on that. um I discussed last week how like or yeah when I did my first review, I discussed how that sort of discovery in America of, oh, people actually like someone who's like kind of themselves, who's shooting from the hip, who's like anti like the mainstream media or whatever, and anti talking points. Like people actually really like that. I mean, I think that discovery was very Trumpian. But yeah, and then they did the whole like, oh, Taco Bowl, look how good our food is in this tower of ours. It's pretty clear what they're trying to say there. Um, and yeah. Oh yeah, the ending with the guy, Starlight's old boyfriend. I don't know. I was honestly I was thinking that he was gonna end up being a bad guy. Like I was thinking that he was gonna end up betraying her. A lot sadder that he was actually like a good dude. And but yeah, I was like I thought it was, oh gosh, like I thought it was so stupid him like recruiting people almost like I don't know, like too nonchalantly in my opinion, where it's like ooh, why? Like why? By the way, I actually do super like that. They're very clearly establishing. No. The deep at the end of the day, like, are they like these? Are they these? Or is the deep like this one note asshole? No, but at the end of the day, he is still a narcissistic, self-serving. All he cares about is getting back into the seven. Like he is still like a bad person that's willing to do what he needs to and willing to suck up to whoever he needs to get what he wants. and A-Train is the same. Like, that is who they are at the core of their characters. And I like that. I actually like that they're establishing that. Like, again, but they're not one-note characters because they still do have these interesting things that they struggle with. But I really appreciated that they set the stage of like, yeah, no, A-Train, he will do whatever he needs to do to stay in the 7. That's what he ultimately cares about. And the Deep will do the same. And yeah, so I wonder if that's interesting. Like, I wonder if they're setting up like a Soldier Boy Maeve / Starlight versus Homelander / A-Train / the Deep fight at some point. I think that'll be super interesting if they do that. And then yeah, obviously Butcher and Huey, I guess now may get powers. Will MM and Frenchie join in? Who knows? But yeah, I super duper like this episode. Oh yeah, and why was Nina giving her daughter Compound V? That was weird. I guess it's so that maybe she is able to protect herself. I don't know. I wonder if they're gonna expound on why exactly she wanted to do that. And that'll be interesting. I suspect that that might not end well. Like, I don't know if something bad, like really, like truly bad, is gonna happen to her daughter. Hope not, but we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, good episode. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below, and be sure to like the video, subscribe, ring the bell, ring a ding ding the bell to be notified whenever I upload new videos. Whatever. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.